going, yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Pissed off Tom round 2, huh? Alright, hold on. Let me close the door here. Okay. Let me see. Got my favorite alcoholic beverage. I don't know if that's going to make things better or worse. Let me turn this one on, this one on. Okay. Alright, guys. Just got home from getting some stuff done for my trip. You know, battening down the last of the hatches. And I sat down to watch the latest Dave Hughes video, and I don't know how many of these videos I'm gonna end up making, man, but this one's too good to pass up, in my opinion. So I fire up the Dave Hughes video entitled, I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. I want to make sure that I get this right, because that's what people like to do immediately, is start the nitpicking. Okay, the title of his latest video is, this is the latest riding the back of another YouTuber, by the way, Living Free Mike, going his own way. So I'm like, oh my God, here we go. You know, we're going to show some clips of Mike in Mike's latest video, and it's just going to be another, you know, mooch fest where we're not making our own content. We're just, we're watching somebody else's content while talking shit. Now, before I get to the video, Dave claims that he's a critic, that he kind of justifies the crap that he says about other people because he's a critic. He criticizes people. I mean, that's fair game, right? But I don't think Dave is a critic at all. If Dave can call himself a critic, I can call myself a chef because I made eggs this morning. I mean, it's the same thing. It's a ridiculous statement. So I don't consider what Dave does to be a critic. Critics do not tear down, hate, stir. They don't do things of that nature. So to call himself a critic is a bit of a stretch. But the video starts out right out of the gate. Now I wish I was making this up, but I'm not making this up. Go watch it for yourself. Starts out, video starts, there's Dave with his puppet, with his new puppet, begging for money. Now when you use the term e-begging, that's a specific meaning to me. Somebody who you're supporting making videos, that's not e-begging to me. What is e-begging is somebody who constantly asks you for money, scams you for money, or whatever. That's e-begging. So to be clear, so with that definition, what Dave did as soon as the video opens and starts is straight up e-begging. Does it for I wanted to say off the top of my head for a good couple minutes, and then justifies the whole thing by saying, oh, I was just doing that. That was a parody. That was a joke. I was just joking. The puppet said that. I didn't say that. That's the puppet. So when I made my first video yesterday concerning this kind of thing, which was titled Triggered, by the way, Triggered, and then something else or whatever. The consensus on the comments, let me just kind of sum it up. I'll just kind of sum up the comments, just kind of give you a synopsis of what I heard in private messages and stuff like that was. Dave is not as bad as other guys who do this type of video and stuff. he's not as bad as the others. I don't know. Here's what I'd like to bring to your attention, and comment in the comments. I'd really like you guys who like Dave Hughes and watch his videos, and you really like him, and I heard from some of you that you guys really like him. Explain to me, you know, because your consensus in your comments, or some of the things that you said to me in the comments, was Dave exposes the e-beggars, he exposes the scams, he brings to light what these channels who are scamming people are doing. That's kind of what he's doing. I mean, that's different than the hate mongering and the stirring negativity and stuff like that. That's a different thing. Dave does this instead, but he started his video e-begging. This is what you guys said that he did, that you liked, that he exposed the e-beggar, that he brought to light the guy who asks for money and just goes out there and begs for money. And then in the very next video that I watch, there he is, straight up e-begging, straight up, right across the board e-begging to the people who say that they like that he exposes the e-beggar. So clearly, I mean, at the bare minimum, that's a hypocrite, right? That's at the bare minimum, that's hypocrisy. I mean, that's the definition of it right there. So I just don't get how these channels are getting more and more popular, gaining more and more traction, more and more views. We even saw recently, I want to point out, I think, for, you know, generally speaking, a decent, what would you call it? A decent nomad, somebody who I think, you know, Evie Nova, I think is a decent person. She's out there trying to make a living on YouTube, doing her best doing it, you know, and she's, you know, starting to slip down that slippery slope, man. We start seeing her, posting, you know, clickbait titles. One comes to mind where she said she was going to take apart the Kodiak power station and show us the inside of it. The video was not that at all. That's not at all what the video was. Total bold-faced clickbait. And then she made a video about Haley, is it Haley something, Haley or whatever, anyway, who claim, everybody seems to think that she claims that she lives in the van but doesn't really live in the van. And again, I say, so what? I mean, big deal. Like, when you watch a television show, do you think that they, you know, really live where they're living, and do you think that any of that is real? Some people make entertainment videos. That's their genre. That's what they're doing. They're telling a story. They're weaving, drama and highs and lows and stuff, and it's all fake, right? Drama shows are like that, or reality television. That's what reality television is. They're not doing anything different than reality television. And I say again, so what? They're not harming anybody. Why are you upset about it? Why are you pissed? I don't get it. So anyway, she dipped her toes into that pond where she made a video discussing whether or not, this YouTuber was really living in her van, and kind of tried to do a safe spin on it to where she wasn't flat out, saying that. But I mean, it was pretty much the same kind of thing. So I'd really hate to see her slip farther and farther down that bad road. I don't know, man. I just wish we could pump the brakes a little bit and stop some of this, some of this stuff, some of these hate channels, and some of this hypocrisy. By all means, guys, I mean, I don't want to get on. I mean, I can talk about this stuff for a long time. It really bothers me. Some of you people out there, every time a video like this is brought up, every single time, it's the e-beggars, nomadic fanatic, he's the scumbag of the earth, and blah blah. That's what you mention. I mean, that's what comes up, and you guys really don't like him for instance, just for an instance, you really don't like Mike from Living Free. These are things that you really, really feel strongly about. Well, I really, really feel strongly about channels piggybacking on the backs of other people that don't make any of their own original content in any way, really, shape, or form. Sometimes not at all. I mean, I've even seen Dave Hughes comment about the quality of other YouTubers' videos. The quality, the production value of other people's videos, when his production value is bottom of the barrel crap. And that's a hypocrite. That's seriously, that's hypocrisy again. How can you criticize other people for their production value, make any kind of comment about that at all, when your production value is horrendous, absolute horrendous? So anyway, I'd really like to hear from you guys, you know, because I want to understand what you're seeing in these channels. I mean, just for my peace of mind, I want to get it. I want to understand what it is. Do you guys just, are all of you guys just like, most of you guys just really unhappy people? I mean, I'm not particularly sunshine and roses, you know, blowing up my behind in either. But I don't want to go into a hate-filled, you know, virtual room and then everybody's just stirring up more hate and discontent. I don't get that. Why are you guys doing that? What is it about that you like? And a lot of people told me it was the exposure that these guys are doing, and that's clearly not it. I mean, I'm not accepting that as an answer, because when you say you hate e-beggars so much, that's your #1 thing that you don't like, and that channels like Blind Views and Dave Hughes and Dave 2D, they're exposing this. And especially I heard from somebody that said Dave 2D does it in a funny way. He's just a hilarious guy. But then they do the exact same thing. They're doing the same thing that you're saying that you like seeing exposed. So that's the part that I'm having a hard time getting. So without rehashing it and going round and round or whatever, I really do want to understand this. And so let's have a discussion, a civil discussion. And maybe you guys can kind of, you know, help me understand how you guys are okay with this. Nobody ever says anything. I don't see anybody saying anything, hardly ever, in the comments of these channels. Everybody just one hate comment, one negative comment after another, blah, 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 blah. And I even had somebody comment in my comments today that told me that they like watching my videos, but they agree with Dave Hughes and Dave 2D and Blind Views and all these guys. They agree with those guys. They like watching their channel, but they like watching my channel too. And I don't get it. I don't get that. I don't understand that comment. I don't get it. So, because we stand for two very different things. Two very different things. I mean, so, anyway, enough of that. You know, comment in the comment. Let's have a discussion. Talk at you guys later. On Annie.